I am. I know.
Yes.
Now I was thinking about this. I
Okay.
said, I don't even remember what I said last time. So
You're so
it's gonna
good
be a
that you can
completely
just,
new interview. Yes. So I don't even remember what I said, but I was like, you know what?
okay.
Organic sometimes is the best.
Well, guys, I'm going to pray first.
Yeah,
Well,
go
Lord,
for
we
it.
thank you for this day, for this is the day that you have made. We will rejoice and be made glad in it. Lord God, we thank you for this time that we have to spend with you. We thank you right now, Lord God, for Miss Micah Miller, Lord God, for joining us and just giving us wisdom on ways that we can take care of ourselves during this time. For we know that you love us, you care about us, and you said in your word, Lord God, that we should cast all of our cares upon you, for you care for us. So, Lord, help us to receive the wisdom and the lessons and the practicality that Mike is going to bring forth for us today. In Jesus Christ's name we do pray. Amen.
Amen. Yeah.
But, hi, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So my name is Carla, and today I wanted to build and expound upon the information that we discussed in our first video. In the first video, we talked about 4 coping strategies or 4 safe coping skills that we could use to help us during this time of quarantine. Those 4 strategies were asking for help, being honest with yourself and others, giving yourself permission to feel your emotions, and then taking care of your body, but not just your body, your mind, body, and spirit. So today I would like to welcome Micah to our channel, and she is the funny therapist. She's a licensed professional counselor with 10 years of experience and has worked with people of all ages, both children and adults who struggle with a range of personal and emotional issues. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. Now here's my thing. She graduated from Tuskegee University. I'm not gonna pretend like I went to Tuskegee, but I might be a little jealous.
But you know your family. You know your family, like.
And with a bachelor's in psychology, and she earned her master's degree from the Georgia School of Psychology in Atlanta, which I thought was pretty cool as well. So I'll place her website in the description below. And I actually enjoyed reading your biographies, only because I think we underestimate the power of laughter, the power of smiling. And I think we're getting back on track now, but I think even before social media, a lot of people really underestimated the power in taking care of yourself. Mind, body, emotion, soul, spirit, all of that together. So do you want to talk a little bit more about what you do?
So, I mean, I'm a therapist, but I guess I kind of taken on more of who I am just naturally. Like my personality period has always been I was getting ready to say jolly, but that's like Santa Claus. But my personality generally is always just very happy, and I'm always laughing, and I'm always cracking jokes, and I'm, very sarcastic. You can tell it's sarcasm, so it's not like the jerk sarcastic.
Yeah.
But, so it just it's always kind of translated just in how I interact with people. And it's always been like a way for me to build rapport with people. So like, I just always cracking jokes. So, I used to post on my personal Instagram, and people would just laugh and share it and all that. And I was kind of like, and like my clients, when I used to work in the facilities would always say, oh, my therapist is Miss Micah, that funny therapist. And so it just kind of stuck. And I said, well, why don't you just put that on Instagram and just create my own Instagram? And it actually was doing very, very well, and just kind of stuck.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, you have like over 13,000 followers.
Yeah, and that's just from last year. Like I literally started this journey last year.
Wow, that's so awesome. So let's go ahead and let's get started, because I have a few questions. And for those of you that are watching, thank you so much for watching. We actually filmed this like 2 weeks ago, and then I couldn't record it correctly. So we're back again. So if I do not seem as enthusiastic as I was the first time, it's because I have taken all of that knowledge in, and I have even applied it to my own life. So let me start off with this question, because things have changed since the last time we talked. So let me start off with this. The government has rolled out stimulus checks. Unemployment is starting to roll in, so people might be feeling a little bit better, might not be as uneasy as they were before. So my question to you as a therapist is, how important emotionally, mentally is it to use that money wisely so that people don't find themselves back into the same maybe emotional or mental state that they were in?
I think it's, that's an amazing question. I think it's important to understand your relationship with money. And I say that because I see the people posting, I see people's accounts have been stimulated, so
wow.
I think it's important to understand your relationship with money, because once you understand it, you'll value it a certain type of way. I see money as energy, right? I see money as as just energy circulating the world. So it's like, if
Wow.
I'm, you know, if you want to start a business, if you want to get an LLC, if you want to do certain things, that's going to come back to you in that form of energy. If you're going to go out and buy a TV, where is that energy going?
That's an interesting point.
Right. If you're going to go
Wow.
out and buy, put it now, not to say that you don't need a car, or you may need those things, but is that going to be long lasting? Do you need a car if you're quarantined? Are you going somewhere? Where are you going?
Nowhere.
You know, so it's kind of like, it's just important to understand your relationship with money, and make sure that you're doing the necessities. If you don't need it, if you hadn't had it and you didn't know you were going to get it, put it in your savings. That would be my recommendation, and build on that energy and that blessing and see how that grows once we come out of that.
So with that being said, you said to understand your relationship with money. Why is it so important that we're honest with ourselves about maybe like what we're experiencing during this time? Why is that so important? Or how can we be honest with ourselves and start to dig into these relationships with things or, even people during this time?
And like with money, I would say that because you may have grew up, with a gambling parent, or, you may have an addiction. And once you hit money, money may trigger your addiction. That's a whole other thing that people are dealing with in these quarantine times. But, being able to understand, what you even may be feeling. Like I keep, a lot of clients are confused, or they're getting depressed and becoming sad and anxious, and they're not understanding, why they feel so out of sorts. And, this is a pandemic, meaning like this is like a global problem that we're all experiencing at the same time. But individually, people are experiencing their own traumas and triggers and all types of stuff that's coming out. If you grew up poor and, you didn't have certain things, the idea of maybe I won't have toilet tissue because people are going out and buying up all the toilet tissue, or maybe I'm not going to have food because people went out and bought up all the canned goods. That is a scary feeling to not feel like you're going to have. Be just growing up poor, or being homeless, or just a number of traumas are coming up. This is a time too where we're grieving a lot of stuff. Like, like I'm grieving a whole 2 vacations, like grieving vacations, grieving job loss, grieving, just normacy, like grieving your normal. Your normal is no longer your normal, and so it's like, people can't even really wrap their head around the fact that what they've known, you can't just walk into a Target. It's a production. You can't just go to the store. You got to get masked, be mindful of your hands, and be mindful of the card, and be mindful of all these different things. So it's a lot of shift and changes, and it's just important to just be aware of yourself and where things may stem from your childhood, from just life experiences, and that'll help you better understand why you may feel a certain type of way about things that are happening. Stimulus checks come in. You're excited about a stimulus check, but you're working every day. So why are we super excited?
Wow. That's a good point, because while you were talking, I was thinking that there are people who, yes, are getting a stimulus check, but, and I think you just touched on this too about saving, but what from the point of, I have this money now, and it's only going to last so long. And then you talked about going to the store and you have to do all this. And then now the stores are limiting the number of people who can come in. So what advice would you give to people who might have anxiety during this time? Or what does anxiety feel like? How can we recognize those symptoms? I think last time you said that anxiety was just, we have everyday anxiety. So how is that magnified during this time? And how can we recognize that? And then how can we deal with that?
I think anxiety is, there's many, well, when I tell kids, I usually say it's an overactive imagination, right? It's things that have not exactly happened yet. It's putting an outcome on the future, worrying too much. It could be a loss of control. It could be a number of things. Anxiety looks different in everybody. Anxiety for you may be completely different than what it looks like for me. I think a lot of people's anxiety is heightened right now because there's a fear of the unknown. Sure, you can watch the news and let them predict your outcome. That might be worse on your anxiety. So I think anxiety is intensified because we don't know. There is no marker when this is going to be over. There is no understanding when we can go back to work and to our jobs and to our schools. And there is no, you can get on a plane and go see your parents or your family or your kids or whatever. So I think it's just fear of the unknown is the big I think the big symptom right now of people's anxiety.
How can we deal, or how can we identify and deal with depression? Because would you say that they're opposites?
They're like siblings. They can definitely feed off of each other. Anxiety can trigger depression. Depression can trigger your anxiety. They're not the same. They're definitely distinctively different, but they can also work together, to intensify symptoms for sure. And there is a lot of depression, especially if you're not working, if you're, I think about people that are home completely alone, that can be a trigger for depression, because it's fear, loneliness, hopelessness, helplessness, loss of interest in things you used to enjoy, you don't enjoy no more. You start to realize, like someone said the other day, I've watched all of Netflix. Like, is there a Netflix part two? It's like, things start to not mean much, you just kind of find yourself in the bed and, so those are symptoms of depression, but, depression can also be, there's clinical depression and it can also be situational depression, right? It could be an adjustment disorder, form of depression. So there's different types of depression, and it's very easy that right now we can definitely fall into the category of some people will have adjustment issues with COVID-19, because your life has changed drastically, and people didn't expect it to.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Your mind has to wrap around that idea,
Yeah.
So it's not easy. It's unfair to say no one should feel any type of way. No, people are being shocked.
Yeah.
Their lives are being shook.
I think that's a good point. I think last time you mentioned too, to just stop and kind of do daily check-in. What is the next step after you identify how you feel? What would be the next step in that?
I mean, definitely first check in with yourself, why are you going to the store again and you still have food in your grocery store? I'm not talking about myself. But why are you going again? What do you need? If you get that, check in with yourself. If you get that, will your needs be met? Maybe, probably not, right? So that's when skills and coping skills come into place. Are you going for a walk? Are you exercising? Are you meditating? Are you doing anything that's progressive to just your existence, whether it's, working on a business idea, whether it's going back to school, whether it's, spirituality is huge, are you streaming, church or a YouTube or a message or a Bible study or whatever your faith belief is? Are you spending time with your family? Like, I think people are in the home with their family and not realizing you can create a new normal right now. Is such a to create a new normal for your family. And I see it, I hear about it, play Uno with your kids, create a whole new tradition. So I think that's important right now, is to kind of just like check in with what you are doing, but what could you be doing that can improve the quality of your life right now? It's not what you want, but it can be improved. And how?
What is the relationship between the body and the mind? And how important is it for us to seek professional help?
It's awesome that you say that, because and I'll get to that, but the connection between the body and the mind. So like our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, all of that is connected, positively or negatively, to just our biological, physical makeup, right? So, I work with teenagers and kids, so I have to always, say that, because the way it comes out is how I would talk to them. So it's like, you have all these gazillion cells in your body, that are trained and ready to activate based on what you are telling yourself. So if you're telling yourself, I can't go walk 5 miles today, your body, every cell in your body is going to form and activate to do exactly what that thought is, and that's to not go do it. That's to stay on the couch, right? So you have to tell yourself, sometimes you have to tell yourself, positive things. We use like thought stopping techniques. You may have a negative thought that'll come in, like a train kind of goes this way, you don't have to let the train stop. It can keep going, right? And let's put a positive one in there, because another train's coming and that's your stop, right? So I think it's just important to really focus in on your thoughts, because your thoughts can really affect your behaviors, and it's definitely connected. And even with the physical piece, as far as like working out and exercising, when you do that, the feel-good chemicals that come with that, I can name them, dopamines and all that, will help activate and stimulate, more of a more positive attitude. It won't cure depression, but it definitely has been shown to help. With anxiety, it's definitely been shown to help minimize the effects of anxiety. So exercise is definitely always recommended when it comes to like mental stimulation and maintaining positive mood and attitude.
I like the way you said that. Even though you kind of phrased it for teenagers and children, I think sometimes as adults, we need that broken down to that level so that we can fully understand. But like what you said really about, all the cells come together and form in your body to do exactly what your brain tells it to. I thought that was a good illustration. Is there anything else that you would like for people to know? Any other information that you think people would benefit from?
I think just speaking in general with what's going on, we've been stimulated. So that's kind of, I haven't been stimulated, but that's kind of I think the economy is on that right now.
Okay.
That's so temporary. Like you said, it's only going to last and go for so long. But I think that it's very important to check in with yourself. It's very important to be kind to yourself. I think there's so much unrealistic expectation for what we should do and feel right now. I think there's so much suffer, like people are comparing their suffering, it's like minimizing their own, you are going through some stuff right now. It's like, no need to compare Susie who has all this going on and saying that yours is not worthy, yours is as worthy as anybody else's. Don't compare your suffering. I think it's important to really just kind of like breathe and show yourself grace and understand that this is nothing that anybody could have expected or has been through before. Just be kind to yourself. Like just give yourself some grace. If you want to not do anything all day like I did on Monday, then guess what? Do not do anything all day.
Okay.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
You have children. Guess what?
Yeah. Wow.
The direction of the Cheerios and the milk in the refrigerator, and you keep moving that day. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you whatever. It just makes you. It lets you know that you need to take a break.
Yeah.
A lot of people. I think I saw a meme that said, if you're not doing this and doing that and doing this, you're wasting something. And it's like, some people need to sit down. Some people need to use this time to sit down.
And rest.
This could be the only time you may rest and sit down for the rest of your life.
Right. Wow.
It's okay if you don't get anything. If nothing comes out of this but a healthy mind and body, then you've done amazing for COVID.
That's awesome. That's a good point because everybody's different. And so I like too what you said about not comparing ourselves to other people, other people's journey, because everybody is different. So that brings me to one last question. How important is it if you cannot handle it? How important is it to shut down your social media or just to limit your interaction on social media during this time?
It's extremely important, and know what you can handle. Like, I love funny stuff, so I can watch funny stuff and come in and come out of it and still have empathy and care for others, but everyone can't do that. So don't, if you find that a certain person you're following is insensitive or a certain person that you're following, is too intense or whatever it is, you can unfollow them and follow them back. That's how the button works, So clean up your social media, clean up your news feeds, clean up your life. Don't watch the news, limit the news, if go pull out what you need and leave the rest. You don't need to sit and look at the death count every single day. You don't need to sit and watch, what Florida and New York and all these things are doing every day, because that doesn't help you to get through what you're going through right now. So limit your social media, your news. News is very sensationalized, so it's going to manipulate your emotions. So you have to be very, very careful with what you kind of watch on TV too. So no, I think cleaning up your social media, cleaning up your televisions, your radios is extremely important. And you did ask me about what, as far as like seeking help. I forgot that there's Taraji B. Henson. She just launched something. I forgot what it's called. It's like B Henson, something like that, .org. But just type in Taraji's mental health initiative, and she's offering free therapy and free counseling right now for people dealing right now with COVID-19. So that is an amazing resource that you can utilize right now, because it's being offered, I think, for 190 days. Like, there's providers on there, that you can see and get free services right now, because I think it's important to talk to someone.
So awesome. Wow. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. This was so informative. Awesome. And I hope everyone gets something out of it. And can you tell us how we can follow you on social media?
Sure. So mainly Instagram at Micah Miller, MIKAHMILLER. I do have a Facebook page at Micah Miller LPC. What else do I have? I have a TikTok, but we aren't really ticking and talking. I have my YouTube page that I need to start.
Yay!
But it's at Micah Miller LPC.
Okay.
But basically Instagram.
Instagram.
And my website will have below.
Yes, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Stay safe.
Thank you for having you too.
Awesome. Thank you and bye.
I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.